Augusta guy.
Attention viewers, CW6 is now available on YouTube TV. It's never been easier to watch all your favorite CW shows, sports, talk, reality, and so much more. CW6. Watch it today on YouTube TV. Time and temperature brought to you by Evan Gray's Roofing Service, the name you know and trust.
Right now, on News Channel 6 at 4, what local officers are doing to make sure everyone is safe during the extra cold temperatures. Plus, what the Salvation Army is doing to keep those without a home warm. And lower temperatures are affecting flights. We have a look at the impacts at our local airport. As your News at 4 starts right now.
Live from the television park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Sean Cabbage Stock. Thank you for joining us. We can show stories in just a moment, but first, a blast of cold Canadian air has left many in a deep freeze. Wind chills made it even colder today. Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Tracci tracking those frigid conditions for us. Hey there, Jennifer.
Hey, Sean, that's right. So even though we're done with the winter weather, we're not done with the winter cold air, you could say. So right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, even though it is a beautiful sunny day, you can tell our camera is shaking quite a bit. We have some really gusty winds, and like Sean mentioned, that's making it feel even colder out there. However, it is much warmer than yesterday, believe it or not. 15 degrees warmer in Augusta. A lot of us stayed right around the freezing mark, if not below it, yesterday, which allowed for that freezing rain and sleet to come through during the evening hours. Current temperatures in the 40s, though. 46 in Augusta. We are still a bit colder over towards the northwest with temperatures in the upper 30s. But with those winds, it's feeling like 39 in Augusta and only like 27 in Washington, 28 in Crawfordville. So here's those winds coming out of the northeast. We're only up to around 18 miles per hour sustained, but the gusts are up to 25 in Augusta, 30 in Washington, 27 in Crawfordville. Once again, though, we do have plenty of sunshine to enjoy today. That's helping to dry up all of the rain, making for some really nice road conditions. So icy roads still to the north of us around Alberton and Athens. But here in the CSRA, we've got the all clear. Now, if there are still some lingering puddles in the area sheltered from the sun, we could have some black ice develop as temperatures will get really frigid tonight. But that's definitely not a widespread issue. Now, evening plan forecast showing temperatures get down to 30 by 9 p.m. and then it will fall much lower than that. We have that cold weather advisory for wind chills as low as 9 degrees, staying cold all week long, and a possible weekend system bringing us another chance of winter weather. I'll break down all the details on that coming up, but back to you, Sean.
All right, sounds good, Jenna. Thank you. When temperatures drop, Augusta's unsheltered are the most vulnerable. So that's why deputies with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office are out checking on them. Sunday, several deputies came in on their off day to help those without a home get to a safe, warm place. Thanks to donations, Compass for Hope was able to fund 20 hotel rooms. The Sheriff's Office wanted to serve people who needed shelter.
We were really very interested in serving those individuals, saving them from themselves, letting them know that they have somewhere to go. We approached it with a passionate voice and just said, please let us help you. And that is what the sheriff wanted.
Those overnight warming shelters are now open. You can check in at May Park tonight, now until 9, and check in at the Salvation Army Center of Hope, now until 8. The point-in-time count continues tonight here in Augusta. The survey helps the city document those who are without a home. Today, crews will be out at the Garden City Rescue Mission from 2:30 to 5:30, the Salvation Army Center of Hope from 4 until 7, and the Augusta Rescue Mission from 6 until 7. As temperatures continue to drop this week, the Salvation Army in Aiken is expanding its Red Shield emergency shelter. The Red Shield serves as the area's homeless shelter and activates emergency operations when freezing weather moves in. Overnight beds are available, and extra cots will be added once capacity is reached.
That was a first come, first serve. They are filling up pretty quickly. We've had a lot of calls this morning. I would say if you want to get that, now for that, you do need a shelter clearance. Intake is at 5 o'clock for that.
All right, sounds good to me. And during the day, the shelter also opens as a warming center from 8:30 to 4:30. It offers a warm place to sit along with hot food and drinks. Aiken County officials are warning residents that due to an expected drop in temperatures tonight, leftover puddles and moisture will freeze. This will impact roads and bridges, so be careful when driving. Meanwhile, airports across the country are still seeing impacts for the weekend storms. This winter storm has pushed U.S. flight disruptions to levels we haven't seen since the early days of the pandemic. So delays and cancellations in Charlotte and Atlanta are impacting flights to and from Augusta. One passenger was at the airport today to retrieve her luggage after her flight from Tampa was delayed yesterday.
My flight was supposed to be at 7:40 from Tampa, and by the time my flight got there, we boarded at 9:55, almost 10 o'clock, and then I got to Atlanta about 11:45, and then I missed my connector flight to Augusta because my flight was delayed at Tampa.
And we have some good news. Francesca was finally able to arrive home at around 4 a.m., and it was via a Uber. Airport officials says it would take a few more days before things are back to normal, so make sure you call your carrier before heading to the airport. And other news we're tracking for you, a special election for Georgia House District 130 will be held. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster set to deliver his final State of the State on Wednesday. McMaster is South Carolina's longest-serving governor. He took office in 2017 when former Governor Nikki Haley left to serve in President Trump's first-term cabinet. McMaster won election in 2018 and was re-elected in 2022, but term limits limit him from running again. Next time on Jenny, are you tired of this winter weather and ready to get outside? Well, tomorrow on Jenny, the city of Aiken has a big community walk that's coming up at Hitchcock Woods. It's called Take a Hike. You can enjoy a guided hike along the lovely, largest privately owned urban forest in the country. And city's director of outdoor events tells us what to expect.
We have little kids whose parents are bringing them up to appreciate the outdoors. And so they'll take them, and some of them are in the little papooses and little backpacks. And then we have older kids who come with their parents, and they're already developing that love of outdoors.
Yeah.
Middle-aged, and quite a few senior adults often who enjoy getting out and just experiencing what the outdoors has to offer. And sometimes they find comfort in just having someone who knows where they're going, has the trail already marked out.
That sounds cool to me. And we'll let you know how to sign up for Take a Hike, the community event over at Hitchcock Woods. Plus, Tara Simpkins tells us about her inspirational podcast and coaching business, Soul Shine Labs. Plus, how you can sign up tomorrow, 12:30 on Jenny. Well, it might not feel like it this week, but spring will be here before we know it, and that means prom dresses will be in high demand. This is the 4th year of the Giving Gown, Caring for Carolina, Aiken Regional Miracle Centers, Bridgestone, and News Channel 6 are partnering together to bring free formal prom dresses to the community and to help high school girls find the dress of their dreams.
Working with the Caring for Carolina partners, we realized how expensive it can be for high schoolers and their parents to attend prom, homecoming, all the school dances. So we were trying to figure out a way to make it more accessible for all students to be able to attend.
And if you have a slightly used evening gown or prom dress shoes or jewelry, you can drop it off here at Television Park through Friday, February 6th. And this year's Giving Gown event will be held Saturday, February 7th from 9 to noon over at First Baptist Church of North Augusta. Well, coming up, another Journey to Italy story. This time, we're learning the sport of snowboarding.
Let's go! What's up, BT?
If you're not regularly treating your septic tank, you're risking a backup and significant repairs. Use Rid-X once a month. Simply add and flush to reduce monthly waste buildup by up to 20% and help prevent backups. Try Rid-X.
The Greater Augusta Black Chamber of
The ceremony is February 6th.
We are going to have a frigid Tuesday morning, getting down to 16 in Augusta. The wind making it feel even colder than that. And then notice we're not warming up much. Lows stay in the 20s, highs in the 40s to around 50 degrees. I'll have your full day for 6 forecast when we return.
The CSRA's favorite news app is now even better with easier access to local news, weather, and live streaming video. Download the News Channel 6 mobile app.
Every conversation is a connection. We're here to keep you in the moment. From morning walks to community events, we're here to keep you involved.
Life's best moments should be heard, and we're here to make sure you don't miss a thing.
Hearing Associates of South Carolina.
We're here for North Augusta.
Dentistry is one of the... Call me for your next dental appointment.
Ever wonder why people say they feel like they're on cloud nine? Well, George Sink Injury Lawyers is here to tell you. In the early 1900s, the U.S. Weather Bureau ranked clouds by number. Cloud number 9 was the highest and most powerful cloud and came to symbolize the peak of happiness. While we didn't know this when choosing our all nines phone number, it makes sense. George Sink Injury Lawyers is known for winning big and making our clients happy. Heard on the road? Call George Sink Injury Lawyers at all nines. Call all nines now.
I'm Austin Jackson. I've been helping accident victims in Augusta, Aiken, and the entire CSRA for over 10 years. And I'm ready to help you right now. Call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy.
Join News Channel 6 as we present The Giving Gown, devoted to making sure that all young women feel beautiful on prom night. Donate your gently worn prom dresses, shoes, and accessories at Television Park in Augusta. Then join us on Saturday, February 7th at First Baptist Church in North Augusta from 9 to noon. Browse our large selection of items to try on and take home for free. The Giving Gown, sponsored by Bridgestone, Aiken Regional Medical Centers, and News Channel 6.
Want to win a brand new 2026 Toyota Crown? Get your raffle tickets today by scanning the QR code on your screen or visit DocBowmanHorizonFoundation.com. Proceeds benefit Rise Augusta.
The Very Vera Show, Thursdays at 12:30 on News Channel 6.
The death toll is rising from the winter storm that hit multiple states over the weekend. Here's Rena Roy.
A massive winter storm impacting millions of Americans. From the Southwest to New England, snow, sleet, and freezing rain causing chaotic driving conditions. In Massachusetts, some areas seeing up to 2 feet of snow. In New York City, nearly a foot falling in Central Park. Public schools moved to remote learning.
And yet today, our city is up and running, thanks to the plans we put in place and the countless city workers who delivered on them.
In Nashville, ice weighing down these tree branches, sending them crashing into the road. The extreme weather knocking out power to hundreds of thousands of customers, the storm even turning deadly in multiple states. A woman near Boston was killed after a snowplow backed into her in a parking lot, according to transit police. Other people dying from hypothermia, strenuous snow shoveling, and sledding accidents.
Now, the snow may be moving out, but millions are still dealing with the brutal cold. Here in the Northeast, the wind chills are in the single digits, and actual temperatures will soon be that low as well. Rita Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5/6.
Welcome back. So we had such an interesting setup yesterday with many people in the CSRA just experiencing this very cold rain. You can see those rainfall estimates over 1 inch in our southwestern counties, 1.32 in Waynesboro, half an inch in Barnwell, and close to an inch in Augusta. But notice north of I-20, there were lower rainfall totals, but that's where we had higher freezing rain accumulations and also some sleet. Now, I know this isn't showing you much. We are still waiting for some additional official reports from the National Weather Service, but you can see Augusta Daniel Field, almost a quarter of an inch of that freezing rain last night. Gloverville, South Carolina, 0.15 inches, and we even had a 1/10 of an inch of sleet up in Lincolnton, and I definitely think we did have some ice and sleet accumulation in places like Wilkes, Lincoln, McCormick County, so we'll continue to get those reports in for you. We all know we saw snow in Aiken, South Carolina, the south side, so this is where we saw that one little random burst of snow. It was beautiful, and these photos were taken by Kathleen A. Ware. Thank you so much for sharing these stunning photos of snow on the palmettos. And luckily, with the snow and the ice and the sleet, we didn't have any power outages. We had a few over in Columbia County, very short-lived yesterday, but as of now, power outages looking good across the CSRA, but a completely different situation up in Nashville and Mississippi, still dealing with widespread power outages as well. It's also bitter cold up there, 17 in Nashville. Here in town, we're kind of on the borderline, 40s, and just to the south of us, it's much warmer, 56 in Jacksonville, 83 down in Miami. But here's a look across the CSRA on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cams. Abundant sunshine. Windy conditions coming out of the northwest. We're sitting at 46 degrees. Dew points are low. Lots of dry air in place. And like I mentioned, Augusta kind of right in the middle of that colder versus warmer air. And you can see that on our local temperature map. 38 in Washington, but 48 down in Allendale and everyone else in between. The winds are currently gusting up to around 20 to 30 miles per hour in most spots. But check out Swainsboro, 37-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's making it feel like only 36 down there. 39 is your feels-like temperature in Augusta. 29 in Washington. So just a cold start to the work week, and keep that winter weather gear out because we are not warming up anytime soon. We can enjoy the sunshine today and throughout the majority of this week, though. All of the southeast nice and clear, with the exception of a little bit of snow up towards our northeast. But overall, no longer seeing those winter precipitation alerts, so advisories, watches, warnings, ice storm warnings, freezing rain warnings, none of that here in the south. However, we have extreme cold warnings for our neighbors to the west. And then here in the CSRA, we have a cold weather advisory from 10 o'clock tonight until 10 o'clock tomorrow for dangerous cold. Wind chills as low as 9 degrees. Be sure to protect people, pets, plants, and especially those pipes. It's something we don't have to think about super often here in the CSRA, but whenever we get to 20 degrees or below, they do have the threat of bursting. So notice air temperature down to around 17 at 6 a.m., feeling like only 11. Then as we go into the afternoon, we're climbing into those lower 40s, but that wind will still make it feel at least around 5 to 10 degrees colder than the actual temperature. So those lows tonight, getting all the way down to 13 in Saluda. Even our southern line counties can't escape this cold. 18 in Swainsboro, so it's a hard freeze for everyone. Highs tomorrow going to be in the 40s, so about the same as today, if not a couple degrees colder. But let's talk about some precipitation. So we had the winter weather over the weekend and even a little bit last weekend, but we really just need plain old rain. This is our drought monitor now showing an extreme drought, unfortunately, in the place that got some sleet and freezing rain today up in Wilkes County, and then even a severe drought in our southern line counties. So here's the precipitation chances. Typically this says rain chances, but I had to change it because we're not expecting any just plain old rain this week. We're expecting another possibility of winter weather, specifically in the form of snow. So let's walk you through our feature cast Friday at 6 p.m. Can't emphasize this enough. This is a changing forecast. It may or may not happen, but we are getting more certainty with the models that a coastal low is expected to form. And with all that cold air in place here in the CSRA, we can't rule out the possibility of some snow showers anytime from Friday night into Sunday morning. Another weekend winter weather event. As of now, our model is showing this possibly happening throughout the daytime on Saturday, and then that coastal low starts to drift up towards the north after that. So definitely still some up in the air situations there. We'll keep you updated, but what we do know for sure is that this cold air is going to be in place all the way through February 9th. So no signs of a warm-up anytime soon. You can see I have a 30% chance of snow for Saturday, a 10% chance Friday and Sunday, and then even into next week, we'll warm up a tad, but no signs of 60s anytime soon, Sean, especially no 70s. And can you believe it's 83 in Miami right now?
My goodness. Thank you, Jenna. We'll be right back.
Dad, what?
For years, WJBF News Channel 6 and our partners have championed local families through our Children First campaign. Together, our mission has been to strengthen our community by uplifting children and their families across the CSRA. Count on News Channel 6 as we make a difference in the lives of local children. To learn more, visit WJBF.com/childrenfirst. WJBF News Channel 6's Children First is sponsored by Bridgestone.
No matter when you're...
Well, today is the 100th anniversary of television in Britain. John Logie Baird first demonstrated the televisor publicly in London in 1926. Disc, motors, lights, and mechanical system was used to transmit moving images. It was first introduced here in the United States the following year.
Very technical, very complicated, and because Baird was such a pioneer in what he was doing, he had to be essentially making a lot of his equipment from scratch or using whatever he might have had around the lab.
And this is pretty cool. A museum in London documents the 100-year history of television. It's a part of an old hat box and bicycle lamp. Experts say it was very DIY because you couldn't just go to a shop and buy the pieces you needed because television didn't exist. How about that? Well, that does it for this half hour, but we have so much more coverage you can count on coming up at 4:30, including more impacts of the winter storm and how the government is responding.
Time with your family is sacred. As a lawyer, I know how an entry can change all of that in an instant. Call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy, 706-724-7224.
I used to think all money managers.
At Antenna TV, we've got big head and even bigger personalities.
You big dummy.
We've got cool guys.
Hey, you have great taste.
Classy ladies.
Sometimes I can be pretty stunning.
And strange characters. You can get wholesome family time.
Mine, we're a happy family.
Or, not. Because no matter what you're looking for, Antenna TV has something for everyone.
Watch today on WJBF 6.3.
Get the latest video in one click at WJBF.com. The Live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
President Trump is sending his border guard. Business jet crashes outside of Maine airport in the middle of harsh conditions. What we know about the incident and the one person on board who survived. Also, clearing debris and restoring power. A look at storm recovery efforts across the state of Georgia. Your news at 4:30 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with protests continuing in and the blast of cold Canadian air has left many people in a deep freeze, or at least it felt that way with the wind chill today for us. And Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci is tracking those frigid conditions for us. Jenna.
Yeah, that's right, Dee. So even though we're done with the chance of winter precipitation, we're not done with the winter cold air by any means. It's sticking around all week long. This is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam. Beautiful views across the CSRA, but you can really tell this camera down over at SRP Park is shaking with the wind. There's the American flag blowing over at Augusta Regional. Our temperature change map, believe it or not, though, actually showing a warm-up today, 15 degrees warmer in Augusta, Waynesboro, Evans, and Aiken, and that means we're in the 40s today. But we do have a split bag across the CSRA, or mixed bag, I should say, with a split variety of temperatures, 38 in Washington and 48 in Allendale. So with the winds, it's also feeling colder, like only 29 in Washington, 39 as that feels like temperature in Augusta. Winds are coming out of the northwest, 18 miles per hour, sustained in Augusta, and currently gusting up to 33 and 37 mile per hour wind gusts in Swainsboro. So behind that cold front, we have this cold and windy air mass moving in. But you can see we definitely have good road conditions, no more icy roadways. The rain has dried up as well with the sunshine. Ice as well to the north of us in Elberton and Athens still. So for the rest of your evening, you can expect temperatures to get to the freezing mark by 8 p.m., staying clear. And then looking ahead, no warm up in sight. We will continue to see those lows in the 20s with the exception of tomorrow morning when we're getting down to 16 degrees. I'll have more details on that coming up, but back to you, Dee.
16 degrees. Oh, it's going to be very cold. All right, thanks so much. 7 people are dead and an 8th person is seriously injured after a business jet crashed shortly after takeoff last night in Maine. It happened last night during heavy snowfall in the area. Officials say the person who survived the crash is a crew member and was seriously injured. Audio recordings of air traffic controllers at Bangor International Airport include one calling out an aircraft that was upside down less than a minute after a plane was cleared for takeoff. The FAA and NTSB are now investigating. Well, tomorrow, crash investigators are expected to explain what role a mid-air collision played between an American Airlines flight and an Army helicopter. It happened. Utility crews and National Guard members worked through the day Monday, clearing debris and restoring power as bitter cold sets in again tonight. Crews also cleared slush, downed trees, and damaged power lines across metro Atlanta and northeast Georgia. Georgia Power says even half an inch of ice can add up to 500 pounds to a power line, enough to cause it to snap.
In an ice storm situation is ice accumulation on trees and power lines. So it's not even just the road infrastructure that can become dangerous for travel. It's those trees that can come down on the roads. It's those power lines coming down on the roads. So that's something you have to consider as well.
128 Georgia National Guard troops have been deployed to Toccoa to remove debris, and 11 state roads in North Georgia are closed due to downed trees. Well, South Carolina's longest-serving governor, Henry McMaster, is set to deliver his final State of the State address on Wednesday.
Governor McMaster took office in 2017 when former Governor Nikki Haley left to serve in President Trump's first-term cabinet. He won election in 2018 and was re-elected in 2022, but is term limited from running again. The Democratic rebuttal will be given by State Representative Jermaine Johnson, who is running in the Democratic primary for governor. It's officially the first day of tax filing season. Taxpayers could see a bigger tax refund this year due to major changes from the budget bill passed last summer. Now, according to financial experts, refund checks could jump by an additional $1,000. Taxpayers have until April 15th to file their taxes through, though they can file for an extension to October 15th. Well, coming up, the film knocking Avatar out of the top box office spot. Hollywood highlights next.
We have a cold weather advisory tonight for the wind chill down to 9 degrees. That is just bitter cold. Be sure to protect the pipes tonight. The pets need to come inside if they aren't already. Dress very warm and then get ready for a potential weekend system that could bring us another chance of winter weather for the third weekend in a row. I'll break down all the details after what's trending.
Your most watched local news is getting a big plus.
WJBF 6 Plus, built for the way you watch.
The CSRA's trusted news source, now on demand.
Live Viper 6 weather when it matters most.
Streamed at any time, anywhere.
Plus, it's totally free. No subscription required.
WJBF 6 Plus is ready when you are. Download it free today on your favorite streaming device.
Buying a
Follow News Channel 6 on Instagram. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. We had some very interesting weather, as you all know, over the weekend, with a lot of us just experiencing a cold rain. And it came down really heavy yesterday afternoon and evening, especially south of I-20. We picked up over an inch in some spots. Augusta got up to around an inch of rain, but notice much lower totals towards the north of I-20, and that's where there was more so freezing rain and sleet. Now, we're still waiting for some official ice and sleet accumulation totals from the National Weather Service, but I can tell you that Augusta Daniel Field nearly got a quarter of an inch of ice. Gloverville, South Carolina, just a little bit behind that, and then we have one sleet total official accumulation, and that's up in Lincolnton, where they picked up a tenth of an inch. Now, based off all the photos we saw, there was definitely some accumulation on the roads up in places like Wilkes County, so hopefully we'll be able to share those totals with you soon. We also know for sure that there was snow on the south side of Aiken, South Carolina. Look at these beautiful photos sent in by Kathleen A. Ware. Thank you so much for sharing. It looked like a winter wonderland out there. They had a quick burst of snow while the rest of the CSRA unfortunately just saw that rain and ice. But we did not have a significant enough event to lead to widespread power outages. Thank goodness. I know you were all relieved to wake up Sunday morning to the power still being on. We had a little bit of temporary outages around Columbia County yesterday evening, but nothing like what they've experienced up in Nashville. So many people still without power, and same situation over in Mississippi and just to the north of us as well. In the upstate, some power outages as well. Notice the temperatures are getting frigid, 17 in Nashville, but hanging on to the 80s down there in Miami. Here's our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam. So much sunshine with windy conditions. We're at 46 and northwest wind of 18 miles per hour. Split temperatures from the upper 30s to the upper 40s across the CSRA, with those wind gusts up to around 30 to 35 miles per hour. It is feeling more like the 20s. 25 is that wind chill in Washington and Crawfordville. But nice sunshine for us to enjoy on this Monday. The southeast is looking nice and clear. No more winter precipitation alerts. However, we have that cold air that's moved in, putting the CSRA under a cold weather advisory tonight from 10 p.m. until 10 a.m. tomorrow. Once again, wind chill as low as 9. Be sure to let the faucets drip tonight, and you need to dress super warm tomorrow morning. Lots of layers, as it will be feeling like around 11 at 6 a.m. in Augusta. Actual temperature down to 17. I'm forecasting a low of 16 in Augusta tonight, 13 up in Saluda. Highs tomorrow are going to be in the low to middle 40s, and we really need some rain, y'all. Notice we're now in an extreme drought in the northwestern portion of the CSRA, but instead of tracking rain, believe it or not, I'm tracking another chance of snow, and that looks to be on Saturday. Now, this is a changing forecast, but we are expecting this coastal low to develop, and that could possibly bring some snow showers to the CSRA. Still have that chance on Friday and Sunday as well, but as of now, it is looking like it would mostly be on Saturday. Of course, this forecast could still change, so we'll keep you updated, but I do have that 30% chance of snow on Saturday. Other than that, just plain old cold air, and then eventually we will warm up a little bit next week, but no signs of a significant warm up anytime soon, Dee.
We really dodged a big one. I have friends in Memphis who are just snowed under still.
I know, it's just terrible over there.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
You wouldn't have your ex officiate your wedding.
Do you, Jake? Liar? Cheater? Gaslighter?
So why have anyone but America's largest injury law firm handle your injury case? With over $30 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Gaslighter, coitus crier, he's got more red flags than a Foo Fighters attire.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Turn your porch or patio.
Join News Channel 6 as we present The Giving Gown, devoted to making sure that all young women feel beautiful on prom night. Donate your gently worn prom dresses, shoes, and accessories at Television Park in Augusta. Then join us on Saturday, February 7th at First Baptist Church in North Augusta from 9 to noon. Browse our large selection of items to try on and take home for free. The Giving Gown, sponsored by Bridgestone, Aiken Regional Medical Centers, and News Channel 6.
Some people know and some people don't that I'm a pastor. Call it a hobby, call it a career, call it an ability to serve, whatever. A lot of people think, oh, how do you be a journalist and a pastor? I'm like, I don't know, I just do it.
Good Morning Augusta, weekday mornings on News Channel 6.
Hi, I'm Richard Law.
That's our time for this half hour, but there's more coverage you can count on coming up next at 5 with Sean Cabbage Talk. Stay with us.